Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. Welcome to your reading for Taurus season 2026. So let's get right into a bit of your astrology and then we will pull your cards. So here we go. Taurus season for you guys is an invitation to slow down and to get really grounded in your thoughts, right? You are, the sign of swords is your element. Air is your element. That's your thoughts. That is your perception. That is logic, but it also can go a little awry because you are air signs. So air is very free flowing. So this is a time for you guys to get practical and to create sustainable routines. Routines that tend to make a little more sense, that have a little more planning behind them. This is also a great time to look at your financial portfolio and shore that up a little more, see what changes you can make, because you're planning for your personal financial security for your future. So use the energy of Taurus, right, to help you to get grounded. All right, and now that Mercury is the planet that rules Gemini, it is in Taurus, so it's a really good grounding time. So Gemini, this might be a little easier for you to do, but let's see. Let's get on with our reading, and let's start with Gemini. And I have Earth Magic, I have the fairies, I have our tarot, and I have our angel deck. So Gemini, let's get into your reading for Taurus season. Today is the 4th of May. So we're already a little bit into Taurus season, but that's okay. The energy of these readings continues, and although elements of this reading may start to come into play now, I've had readings done on me that it's been a year before that it has actually come into fruition. So maybe use this as your starting point. You have karma, DNA karma. So this tells me that there's an ancestral element coming into play for you. We'll pull the fairies cards, and then the other card came out face down. So we'll get into that. And we'll do these cards, and we'll get into your tarot. So anyway, when karma comes up, it is not this, karma will get you, this whole thing that people say, and people say it probably out of not knowing or not being educated in karma and dharma, right? The laws, spiritual laws. And sometimes out of fear and frustration, right? Okay. You have 3 cards that came up, so we will give you all of them. So let's get into these cards first. You have karma, summer solstice, radiance, right? And Gemini, the summer solstice happens at the very end of your sign, leading us into the official start of summer, which moves into Cancer season. So I want to talk a little bit about DNA and karma, the double helix here. So the 2 snakes in Kundalini yoga, this is a symbol that they use, and it's the masculine and feminine energy. Summer solstice, radiance, right? So Gemini, we're coming into Gemini season very soon. It is your time to shine. What are you going to shine a light on? Some of our Gemini friends will be asked to look at the patterns that you keep repeating. We all do it. I've been guilty of that myself many, many times. What patterns, shining a light on the patterns you keep repeating that are ready to go. Whether it's choosing the same type of relationships, whether it is your job, whether it is not where you live, like being afraid to uproot yourself and move to someplace else, although that's what you want to do. Now, I just posted this morning the reading for the week, and I believe, if I remember correctly, Gemini, there is something about you uprooting yourself, but I don't remember, because there's 12 signs, right? Go in and look at that. Karma is not, someone did something bad, so something bad, they're going to be punished. That's not true, and we know that because we see people in the world will move into, world leaders, not just in the US, but globally. And they tend to get away with a lot of things. They tend to do a lot of things that are bad, that are morally, ethically wrong, that are legally wrong. But it seems to be like sometimes they are celebrated for this, right? So that's not what karma means. Dharma are your gifts in life. Karma is the lessons that we are here to learn. And the next time, as we learn our lessons, the more gifts that we are given. So shining a light on the lessons that you keep repeating. You have new opportunity, body movement, problem resolved. Very interesting. Problem resolved is, maybe you're finally coming to the end of repeating the same cycle over and over and over again. You're finally letting that go, like you finally get it. It could be that aha moment. And maybe that moment is coming in because you're allowing yourself to get really grounded in your thoughts. Instead of letting your thoughts control you, you're learning to control your thoughts. And then you get the answer to the problem at hand. And I say this all the time. We can't get answers. We can't receive guidance if we do not slow ourselves down. If we are under constant stimulation, through our phones, through our computers, through just background noise of the TV, if we don't allow ourselves to quiet down, we're never going to hear the answer. New opportunities are coming your way. And here's the thing, you have body movement, which is really interesting. You see all the little fairies kind of dancing around here. You have this double helix, the karma, right? The DNA. This is all ancestral. This could be ancestral patterns that you're repeating that your ancestors did, because we all do that, right? We repeat what we are taught. We are taught what the past has always been. But in Kundalini Yoga, this is a symbol. The male and the female, the Shiva, the Shakti, moving that energy. So as you start to move your body, move that energy, right? Get the stuck energy out. You start to receive answers to your problems. And then once you do that, once you have that realization, new opportunities are coming your way. And it's always going to come back for me to yoga and meditation. And this is why the cards tell you that. New opportunities. So Gemini, what are your new opportunities? And these new opportunities may come around towards the end of your cycle, to the summer solstice. Now, the sun in the tarot is the luckiest card in the deck. It is the most revered card. Look at those colors. So, maybe surround yourself in these colors. Just as a reminder, the radiance that you are, how radiant you are in your own self. But let's see what the tarot holds for our Gemini friends. Such a lovely reading to start off with, Gemini. And so get out of you're the two faces, right? So don't let one face control the other. Let them work in unity instead of fighting one another. The two sides of yourself, let that work in unity. Easier said than done. I get it. I go through the same thing myself. You have justice, which is Libra energy. I just want to point out the colorings on both of these cards are the same. Exactly. Now, what I said about surround yourself in these colors, Gemini, try it out. Try one, maybe not both, just one at a time, and just see where it brings you. You never know. Color therapy is a real thing. Sometimes when I can't figure something out, I go back to my favorite color. Too many cards here. Let's take this one. Justice, at balance, harmony. Libra. Call on your Libra friends, or just see what's happening in the cycles of Libra. Prince of Cups. And Libra's coming in after you in the reading, so maybe watch their reading. Prince of Cups, so that is the Knight of Cups. So that's a little romance, right? But let's see. So we will pull. I said a little romance, and then Ace of Cups comes out. We will pull 7 cards, and then we'll take the card on the root of the deck. Just in case if you're wondering why I keep shuffling. And on the root of the deck, Gemini, King of Swords, right? Clarity. This is you. This is your king, going straight to the top. And in our court cards, especially the kings and the queens, they get themselves to a point where they don't have to explain themselves. They just go with their element. They go with their thoughts. They go with their logic. They go with their clarity. And they don't have to explain themselves. So maybe Gemini, if some of you have people that around your life that want an explanation as to what you're doing and why, like, you don't have to explain to them. You can if you want. But sometimes when we try to explain ourselves to people who are not able to get it, we pull ourselves back. That could be your karma. That could be the karma that's happening, getting caught up in what other people's concerns about what you're doing. Now, obviously, if you're doing something that is dangerous to you or to others, or that is self-harming, that's a different story. Like, we want people to step in and help us. But if you're going in a different direction because there's a personal, spiritual, emotional, or mental growth happening, sometimes we need to keep that close to the heart. But let's see. We have Justice. We have Prince of Cups. Prince of Pentacles. 2 princes side by side. That's been coming up a lot lately. That came up in the weekly reading. Ace of Cups, 8 of Cups. 8 of Pentacles. 2 7s and 2 8s. Princess of Cups. Oh my gosh. So Gemini, the short answer is, if you're asking a yes or no question, should you do this? Are my feelings validated? The short answer is yes. Coming back to radiance, coming back to moving your body, right? New opportunities, problems resolved. Problems are resolved. Why? Because you finally decided to get clear. And you allowed yourself to take a step back from not only the chaos or the noise in your mind, because again, you have the 2 faces, and sometimes the 2 faces can battle. Like I said, once you bring them to work together in harmony and unity, that's when you get clarity. And I will just say there are 3 birds in the sky, and 3 is the number of Trinity. It is the number of the Om symbol. Just pointing that out. So if you happen to see the number 3 coming up a lot lately, or after you watch this reading, that is another confirmation. I'm a very big fan of confirmation. So again, once you allow both sides of you to come into harmony, you get clear. And then in that clarity, you have 1 major arcana. Justice. Harmony and balance. The double helix is about harmony and balance. This is the masculine and the feminine energy. And it is rising. And this is a symbol, again, used by Kundalini Yoga. And the energy rises from the base of the spine to the crown chakra. So harmony starts to come in. For some of you, this could be a relationship coming in, a romantic relationship. For some, I don't feel that that's for all of our Geminis. And this is, your sun, moon, and rising. And this is a general reading, right? So it's not specified to your situation. But this is, I think, more about learning to love yourself, or falling back in love with yourself. You have the Prince of Cups, right? And this is the Knight of Cups in the traditional Rider-Waite. The Knight of Cups is the most romantic of the knights, right? Like, he knows what he wants. That passion is in there. And he's learning to follow his heart. Not erratically, but from a place of being really grounded. Prince of Pentacles. Why is he getting grounded? Because he's building a new future for himself. And he knows that you have to get really clear and take your time, because this is a new opportunity coming your way that probably will never come again, Gemini. This is one of these once in a lifetime moments in time. So let yourself be patient with the process. Be patient with yourself. You're learning to lead with intuition. You have the Eight of Cups. You're starting to move back home to yourself. So if this karma has been lessons that you felt like you haven't been yourself, everything is bringing you back to you, and you're making the choice to leave everyone else's feelings behind because you have a higher calling for yourself. Now, higher calling is creating a new life, creating stability for yourself, and creating some fun. So if you have not had a lot of fun or joy, or if you've been very serious for a long time, and life is full of serious moments and serious events and really hard things, this is about coming back, finding some playfulness, knowing that you're on the right path. Again, 2 eights next to each other and 2 princes next to each other, and they are both water and earth. Water and earth balance each other out. That comes back to harmony, balance, harmony. The male and the female. So this is a really pivotal time for you, Gemini. And I'm getting the feeling, that's not in the cards, that this is, again, it's a once in a lifetime opportunity for you. Like, this portal that's opening for you is not going to come back again for a long time. And it could have something to do with all of our planetary shifts. This, if you want to know what your main card for your reading for this time is, it is this. Let's pull out your angel card and we'll see what angel is guiding you at this time. Wonderful reading, Gemini. Sorry, I got a little confused here. Let's see what angelic guidance, or what spiritual guidance, right? Whatever it is you want to call it, is, what spirits are guiding you at this time. Raziel, inner workings. There are hidden truths below the surface. Dig deeper. Yeah. This is, again, coming back to you. Coming back to you. The inner truths under the surface have to do with you. I think I said earlier, if this karma, if these things that are happening in your life, if you are feeling like you are not yourself, like you are separated from yourself, it is time to excavate. This, I think I've said this before for our Gemini friends, this is probably a calling for shadow work. If you want to schedule that with me, by all means, send me an email or send me a message. Dig deeper. And the thing is, the process is not easy, but you're worth it, right? Like, anything that is worth it, and especially you are worth the effort and the time. You don't know what lies ahead for you, what new opportunities you will pass by if you don't do the work. And you get to choose. You get to make the choice. Although the work itself and the excavating and the realizations and all the stuff is going to be frustrating and upsetting and hard, it will be easier to do it now than if you wait until this portal energy shuts down. So Gemini, that is your reading put all my cards back together, for Taurus season. If you have any questions, reach out. We're all going through things, and the thing is, we're not meant to do it alone. We're just not. Gemini, that is your reading. And Libra, hello Libra, how are you? Welcome to your reading for Taurus season. And after Gemini, we'll see how your reading goes. I know you're finally in your weekly reading. I think the Ten of Swords came up on the root of the deck for you, if I'm not mistaken. And that was like you're done. Like you're done with the mental gymnastics, right? You're moving into a more grounded space. Well, let's see what the cards hold for you for sure. So Libra, what do these cards hold for you for Taurus season? Okay. Card that turned over on its own is Waterfall Effortless. And the other card is face down. We'll pull your fairy card. We will look at these. Effortless, right? And that's what we want. Life should, for the most part, life should be effortless. And when we tune into our intuition, we tune into the grounded aspect of ourselves, things become easier. Maybe not completely effortless, but they become easier because we have a little more clarity, okay? Parenting and children. Let's see what your other card is. Parenting and children. So this is your relationship either with your parents, if you have children, or if you're having children, if you work with children. Right, even if you are not a parent, if you are working with children, they tend to look at adults as, parental figures, right? So let's see. You have Waterfall Effortless, and just look at that. Doesn't it just look like a beautiful, serene place to be? Like, wouldn't you just want to be here and meditate? Movement, river, 2 water elements. Movement, river. So going with your intuition, right? Just allowing and look, both of these have like these arcing, allowing yourself to be guided. Let me just see, I guess they all have that. Allowing yourself to be guided. And I just said, once we tune into our intuition, things become easier. So I would also lean into your water friends. So that would be, Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. Kind of see what's going on with them. Or maybe watch their readings because you have, two right away, river and waterfall. Or maybe take a vacation to the beach or to the mountains where there's beautiful waterfalls or there's a beautiful river to float down on a raft or they call it kayaks or something. Parent and children. And inner power. So again, your weekly reading, if I remember correctly, and I could not be, the root of the deck was a Ten of Swords, like dumping out all the stuff in your mind that is taking up space that's not even yours. In doing that, like you free yourself up to find your own inner power. This power could be something that's been handed down through your ancestry, through your genealogy. It could have something to do with the work you're doing if you're working with children. We'll see how that plays out in your reading. So let's give these a really good shuffle. And we will see, Libra. These, again, maybe you're going on vacation near water, right? And water, like we can't survive, right, without water. We need all the elements, right? We need the air, we need water. Ace of Swords, 4 of Swords. 2 cards popped straight out. These are your cards. So maybe a nice little serene vacation, maybe a little retreat somewhere. So let's see what else, Libra, these cards are holding for you. You have Ace of Swords, 4 of Swords. 4 of Swords is taking a break. Again, a nice little retreat to the mountains or near water. Water is going to be a very healing element for you, I take it, during this season. And maybe beyond. Okay, on the root of the deck, Libra, 7 of Wands. Okay. We'll see how that plays out. That's generally a card of protection. But let's see what the rest of your cards come. What the rest of your cards have to say. Let me get this out of the way. Ace of Swords, 4 of Swords, 2 of Wands, which makes sense for the 2 of Wands to come with the Ace of Swords. You're having a new thought process that's lit up in a slightly different way. 5 of Swords. The Emperor. 6 of Cups. Another 8 of Cups. 7 of Wands. So here's the thing, Libra. Let me see how I'm going to go with this. Your past several readings, at least on the weekly readings, probably for the past month or so, have shown that you've taken on a lot of responsibility. You're doing a lot of work, a lot of mental gymnastics, probably trying to make things work, whether for other people, like trying to please other people, trying to get things done that other people are putting on you. And like the 7 of Swords comes in, is like, that's it, like I've had enough. I have to put this wall up because I just can't. I just can't. The 5 of Swords is, but I should. I can't go on like this because it's exhausting me. And the 5 of Swords is saying, but I think I should still keep doing this, even though it's not right for you. So there could be some mental gymnastics in there, going back and forth. But here's the thing, you're going to get really clear really fast, because what's going to happen is some of our Libra friends are going to hit a point, almost a breaking point, where you just don't have the physical energy to continue. You just don't have it. Your mind is going to be overwhelmed, and you're just going to exhaust yourself. And that's when maybe you take this little break, go out to this little retreat place, wherever it is, find some solitude, take whoever it is you need to take with you, get some rest, rise above your thoughts. Once you do, and again, Gemini had, moving their body, right? Yours is more of a restful movement. Once you start to rise above your thoughts and you put up the boundary of like, I am only going to do the things that I can do. I'm not going to continue to take on other people's stuff. You'll get really, really clear. And in that clarity, inspiration comes, right? Fire signs, passion, creativity, inspiration. And fire is your opposite element, right? Fire and air, that is your complementing energy. You start to get new ideas. And then you go, oh, wait a minute. You rise, your only major arcana is the Emperor. You rise above all that stuff, and you remember exactly who you are. So whatever has pulled you away before, you're coming back. And in doing so, 6 of Cups. You want to go back to a place, and again, they're in water, splashing in the water. You have a lot of water here. You have 8 of Cups here. Doing things that are more enjoyable for you. Doing things that are actually fun, and that don't require effort, right? Doing things that feel like they're effortless because they are joyful for you. Coming back to yourself. Again, 8 of Cups. Again, this was a big card in the weekly reading. So you're finally done, Libra. I think you're just finally done. Whatever the expectations are that are on you, doesn't mean that you're not putting expectations on yourself as well. So it could be coming from other people, other sources, work, family, whatever. But you could also be putting it on yourself because you are an air sign. And there's a lot of responsibility that comes with that. So, yeah, I'm loving this for you. And let's see what spiritual energy is guiding you through all of this. But I love these cards. So if you want to know your cards, right here. And this inner power is the Emperor, right? The Emperor is the ultimate, right? Is the ultimate leader. Leading with your own inner power. Why? Because you finally decided to come back to you. Air signs are having a very big similar theme today. All the signs are, though. Everyone is having breakthroughs at this time. So let's see for your final card, Charity, Pillar of Service. Service with a gracious heart, and know God is serving you. Very interesting. Because I feel like you've been serving in a lot of different aspects or elements. But maybe you're going to start serving yourself. Maybe the service is not specifically to others, but it's service to yourself, to your inner power, to knowing who you are. So when these cards come up, most would say, oh, you're meant to serve others, but we're meant to serve ourselves first. If we are all part of the one divine source, then that God, source, divine, whatever, is not separate from us. It is within us. So we have to, in order to serve the greater good or the greater part or humanity or that belief system, we have to first serve ourselves. And when we serve ourselves, and that's when we come back connected, that's where the path opens back to us. That's how we can serve the greater world. If that makes sense. Libra, that is your reading for this season of Taurus. So if you are inclined, you can let us know how that works for you or what's going on. Yeah, oh wait, let me get these cards back together. It's a big time for everyone, especially our air signs. So get some rest. Go out into nature. Go out into nature, Libra. And we will move on to Aquarius. Hello, Aquarius. How are you? Let me put a little knock on the cards to clear the energy. We'll come on to Aquarius. What does Taurus season hold for our Aquarian friends? Big readings so far, but they always are. I should not say that, because they're always big readings. Sometimes even the smallest of messages can hold the greatest amount of information. Okay, that one just wanted to make its way. Okay, so Aquarius, both your first cards are face down. That was the Earth Magic deck. We move into your Fairies deck. And we'll see what this holds for you. Okay, so Aquarius, you have Summer Solstice. Gemini had that card. And Green Man, Synergy. It's one of my favorite is Green Man. We have moving forward fearlessly and be honest with yourself. So summer solstice is the energy to help you to move on fearlessly. It is that fire energy, kind of not only illuminating the path, but burning off whatever is on your physical path, like blazing that trail so you can move forward, fearlessly and in full knowing and wisdom connected to yourself. Synergy. So look for synchronistic moments. They may reveal something about yourself that you haven't been looking at. Let's see, let's get into your tarot. I want to make sure I shuffle these really well because There's a lot happening here. And again, the summer solstice card came out again. So for all of our air signs, even though it came out for Gemini and Aquarius and it did not come out for Libra, it does not mean it does not affect Libra. These readings go linear. And it's not, what holds true for one sign can follow through in its fellow element sign. That makes sense. I love this for you. Moving forward fearlessly. I think most Aquarians, once they have their mind set, like they just go. I don't think there's a lot of fear behind it. But the sun is there to help illuminate the path and to clear your path at the same time. It's amazing how when we start to step into ourselves, how things just start to open up. And that's kind of how life is. Ace of Wands, the only card that flipped out face up so far. Out of all the cards, right? That's the only card to come out face up. Let's pull you one more. Two cards came out. We'll take them. On the root of the deck, 9 of Cups. So, emotional fulfillment, dreams coming true. Again, that's when you get honest with yourself, when you follow the synergy or the synchronicities of life and you allow the path to be illuminated and you start to move forward fearlessly, then everything falls into place. Everything you've wanted and dreamed for and worked for is finally happening. But let's see what the rest of the cards hold. They're all face down. Death and rebirth, the Phoenix, that's Scorpio. You have the Moon. Queen of Swords, that is your queen, that is you. Princess of Swords, that is the Page of Swords. 2 of Swords, Ace of Wands, Ace of Swords, holy cow, 4 of Swords. Oh my goodness. Aquarius, all the swords are coming out to play with you today. 9 of Cups, wishes fulfilled. So you have death and rebirth. Getting honest with yourself. Again, leaning into the synchronicities of nature, allowing the sun to radiate and blaze that path forward. And as you start to move fearlessly forward, you move yourself into a whole new life. You're leaving something really important, really big behind, but it is a big stepping stone that is catapulting you forward. This is all about what has been held within you, these deepest wishes, dreams, and desires that you have held within you for a very long time. And now, like, you're waiting for the perfect moment, and now you're really clear. Like, this is your queen. Again, once she makes up her mind, just as Aquarians do, once you make up your mind, there is no fear. You move forward with clarity. Clarity. There's new inspirations. You have the Princess of Swords, which would be the Page of Swords. So you're learning new things, and in that learning, there's a creative spark that's coming out. This could be a new creative spark, or this could be something that has been within you. I get the feeling this is a new creative spark. It may cause you to pause and say, oh, wait a minute. This has never been in my wheelhouse. This is something I've never thought of doing, or that has never been part of my imagination or my desires or my wishes. And then you go, oh, wait a minute, another card of clarity. But maybe this is the way I need to go. Maybe this is the path that's being illuminated. Whatever this is, yeah. So get above the doubt. I don't get the feeling there's a lot of doubt. Once you get honest with yourself and you realize that your path is going in a completely different way, Then you rise above your thoughts. You take a moment, you take a break, and then you remember, what are the dreams I have for myself in this life? What are the dreams that I have put on the back burner? What are the dreams that I couldn't allow myself to see? What dreams and passions are coming forward? Once you start to take these steps, it will start to feel familiar and you'll go, oh my gosh, I wanted this when I was like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years old. I forgot about that dream. I forgot that I loved to do this. And it's going to come shooting out. And it's going to propel you forward faster, probably faster than your mind can keep up, which might be a good thing. Let your mind take a step back and let the energy propel you forward. Aquarius. Wow. Fast moving. A lot of clarity. Your own queen came out, which is perfect, Your inner desires. Burning off. Death and rebirth, Scorpio. Let's pull your angel card, your spiritual guidance card, and let's see what energy is propelling you into this new direction, because I'm loving this for you. Raziel, again, inner workings. There are hidden truths below the surface. Dig deeper. Dig deeper into the synchronicity, into the synergy of life. Dig deeper into the dreams that you have forgotten about. Dig deeper into yourself, because you're going to someplace really bold, really great. And again, this is the inner workings, right? Didn't Gemini have this as well? Or maybe just Libra just had it. Somebody just had it. This is all about you. And it's not about anyone else. Those in your life who are meant to stay will be part of that journey. And those who are not, then it's time to part ways. I don't think you're leaving a whole lot behind. I think you're becoming the leader, and you will have a lot of followers here. For some of you, this could be on the spiritual path or a business opportunity or something to that. I feel like you're moving into leadership. And it's going to be amazing to see what happens here. Okay. For our air signs, that is your reading for Taurus season. If you have questions, let me know. If you have found this video helpful or inspirational, or if it has left you with more questions, maybe subscribe to the channel, maybe like the video, share it with a fellow air sign. Until next time, I send you light and love. Enjoy the energy, everyone. Enjoy your transformations.